Hey G-Fans, GoGFan93 here, and welcome back to another figure review. I'm going to continue along with the Trendmaster figures, especially the large series, and we are going to continue with Mothra. Alright guys, so here's Mothra. Now, little backstory on this character. I actually have recently gotten this in my collection before I started my channel, like 2 years ago. Though I found her at a flea market, and I was like, well, I have to have her. I mean, it is a cool Trendmaster figure and all that. So, but this is also part of another large series. I know it's part of the large series because it has the little button there to turn on the electronic sound from her. But the only problem that I'm noticing with this figure is that her wing is lopsided. Her left wing is all lopsided, so she's like, I can't. So yeah, but I don't know why Mothra sound like an old man. But so yeah, we'll just get on with the review. So first off, the sculpt. So the sculpt, I would actually have to say, when it comes to Trendmaster, it actually looks pretty close to what you expect when it comes to Mothra. I mean, you got the wings. Perfect, like, there we go, see, I'll give you that. Perfect design, perfect shape. The body of her is pretty good. They got the little, whatever the hell that is on the side. There's her feet right there. I mean, when it comes, I would say the sculpt is actually pretty damn good when it comes to Mothra. All right, so the scale. So this is also a 10-inch scale, but obviously not facing this way. It's probably this way, so we're going to compare it with Godzilla again. So, that is not the same scale. What are they talking about? Yeah, it's actually, Mothra's wing is like bigger. It's probably like an inch higher than Godzilla, so it's a little bit bigger of a figure actually. So it definitely has a presence on your shelf, and I like the scale. I like the big figure, so yeah, scale's pretty good. So next, paint job. Well, pretty much I would have to say flawless. I mean, the paint job's really well done, especially for Trendmaster. Now this figure's a little bit scuffed up because I found her at a flea market, so she's not in mint condition. But I bet if you could find her in box mint condition, this figure would look really nice. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to her wings, I mean, it's perfect. I mean, it's like basically identical to the movie. I think, because this, you know, all these figures came out in the 90s, this Mothra's, I bet they are trying to replicate Mothra from Battle for Earth, and I would say they did a pretty good job. I'm just trying to think if Mothra was completely pure white like she is. I mean, my lighting is making her look like an albino, but she pretty much is albino. Her eyes, I don't remember, I think they're blue like that, I'm not sure. Her legs are the only thing that are kind of cartoonish. They're like just solid yellow. There's like no shading, no any different kind of like color scheme going on there. But yeah, I mean, other than that, her whole color scheme is pretty good. One of the prettiest figures in the Trendmaster line, so dig in the color. Alright, so articulation. Well, it's Mothra, so you're not really going to get a lot of articulation. I mean, in her wing, well, in her kind of messed up wing over here, it's kind of bleh. This wing has a little bit of articulation, just kind of going a little bit up and down. Her head, I believe, not much, not really. Not as much as you would think. Only a little bit, so I wouldn't really mess with that. And her feet are actually just kind of, they're like, I don't know, they're just like, they don't move, but they're like soft plastic where you can kind of bend them and then they kind of go back into place. So not a lot of points of articulation. I'd probably say 3 at the most. So yeah, not too big on articulation. Alright, so final thoughts on the figure. Yeah, pretty much a very well made figure. For Trendmaster, I'd have to say they really, for some reason, they made this look almost close to what the suit, or not the suit, but the puppet or whatever, looked like in the movie. So, just very good figure. Very good. I like it. It's pretty awesome. I'm glad I found her at a flea market. So, yeah. Would I recommend getting her? Yes, I would actually recommend getting this figure because it just looks so damn good, at least in my opinion. Also, I forgot to mention her little antennas can move too, right there. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it for Mothra from the 10-inch scale series of Trendmaster. So that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, and stay big, G-fans.